The city of Austin is doing undercover sting operations on people who are providing rides via Arcade City on Facebook. And one of the folks who was busted in the undercover operation Friday night is joining us live now on KLBJ. Cheri Hawes is with us on the Mark and Charlie show. Cheri, good morning. Thanks for taking a couple of minutes this morning.
Hi, no problem.
Now, the way I read the KI and KView reporting on this, it looks like you had to pay $220 to get your car out of the towing impound, and then the two tickets you got could cost you $500 each. So you're facing roughly, what, $1,200 because of this undercover sting? Is that right?
Exactly. I intend to fight the two tickets, but I had no choice. Had to pay the $220 to get the car out because that's my, way to earn a living.
And you got to pay with exact change, too. They do not make change at the impound lot.
Especially down at Southside.
So Friday night, the city of Austin undercover agents or detectives arranged to get a ride with you. And then tell us, at what point did they say, okay, you're under arrest or you're in trouble, lady? Tell us about that moment.
Well, after the two guys got out that so-called requested a ride on our page, got out, the two police cars I saw behind me right when I pulled up, but didn't think anything of, turned their lights on and cornered me in the cul-de-sac there in front of the 360 condominiums.
So we got at least two cars and two dudes involved in this operation. All right, keep going.
And there's a third. And the detective came up to the car and introduced himself and asked me if I had a license, a chauffeur's license. And I did not. And so another, I believe it was an APD officer, came up and got my license and insurance information. And they explained the laws to me and, of course, got the money back that their rider had paid me. And proceeded to write a ticket. And then they seemed to, it looked like they were going to go. And the person came up to my car, and I'm not sure who they introduced themselves as because I was already so upset over the ticket. But then they informed me they were had no choice but to impound the car.
Wow. And you have a driver's license.
Say that again?
And you do have a driver's license because in Austin, if you're unlicensed and driving around, you don't get your car impounded. But
no,
you do.
I was not breaking any traffic violations. I wasn't speeding. I used my turn signal. There was no reason you would have pulled me over except that I was giving somebody a ride who I thought needed one.
Now, the city of Austin has put out a statement, Cheri, and we're talking live with Cheri Hawes of Arcade City. She was caught Friday night by the city in an undercover operation. The city is saying that you violated city ordinances because you charged those undercover officers more than 54 cents per mile for that ride, and you did not have a chauffeur's license. Are they right about that?
Well, the guy had asked how much he could, give me. And so sometimes they'll want an amount. And I said, is that okay? And he said, oh, yeah, that's no problem.
And it was $15?
Right.
Okay.
So we went along. And when I dropped them off, they actually had given me $20 and said I could keep the change.
I guess they knew they were getting it back. I mean, so hold on, but how did this happen? So these guys, they're undercover officers. They posted on the Facebook page. That's how it works. If you need a ride, you post your location and who you are, and then you responded that you would come get them?
Exactly. I said I could. I believe, the first driver that had responded back. I know there was a couple of others that did too. And when they called me and gave me their exact location again and asked me how long it would be. And I told them about 10 minutes, and I told them what kind of car I would be in, just as I do everyone. And I rolled up there to pick him up.
How does it make you feel that, like, right now there's lots of companies in town that you don't need to have a chauffeur's license, you don't have to have your fingerprint taken, you don't have to follow any of the rules that the city has imposed on Uber and Lyft, and you would have not been arrested? You would not have been arrested because why do you think they're targeting Arcade City specifically when there's a half dozen other ride-sharing organizations that aren't following the city rules?
I would imagine because they're not making anything financially off of them. It's the only thing I can think of.
Arcade City's nonprofit. Doesn't the money go to charity?
Correct. It's donation-based. If you'd like a ride, if somebody needs a ride in town, I'm able to help them out. I will let them know I can. They're free to choose whoever they would like to drive them. They can say, if they look there, you can look at my Facebook profile.
All right.
Yeah, is this vital? Is this vital to your income, ride sharing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Cheri, thank you.
Thank you, Cheri.
We'll talk with you again, Cheri, and follow this because she says she's going to put up a fight and she'll keep driving for Arcade City. Thank you, Cheri Hawes, for joining us live.